it's Peg, and you're in Peg's Play Place. And today we're going to have some fun. So let's get started, okay? Come on down.
So do I have something fun to show you? I got this in the mail. This is from Shannon Green. And Shannon Green is a YouTube user, provider, and she also has a Facebook group, but she also has an Etsy store, just like Gina Ahrens has an Etsy store. And you'll know Shannon by that logo. That's her logo. And what these are go out and watch her videos. These are fused pieces of plastic, and the way they're made is really interesting. I'll try to remember to put a link to the video where she shows about how she's making these products. But she has journals in her Etsy store, and they're all different sizes, and you can even custom order things, or you can get the base materials and use these in your projects, you know, if you wanted to cut them up and make other things. So these are really interesting. But here's one of the small journals, which I think is just right size for, you know, sticking in your purse or something. And I like the cover just as it is, but I think I'll do something with it. Oh, and in here she leaves it, you know, not totally finished out in case you want to take this out and do some painting and things on the back side. And then let me see what this says. Okay, it says your custom keeper comes pre-strung but not fastened, so you can remove the elastic cord and make decorating the cover easier. You're ready to start using it, just follow the diagram to restring and tie off in a square knot. And she even demonstrates how to tie a square knot. So that's pretty cool. And what I want to use this for is for some of these creative jolts from Gina. Gina has these on her Etsy store, and it's just a way of getting you going, and I like this. She also has these papers, which I also like. So I think I'm going to glue some of these things back to back, maybe make some kind of booklet to go inside here. What I want to do is I want to color and fasten this piece to my cover because I really like it. Gina had sewn this feather on here, and she, you know, is kind of known for her feathers, so I think that's great. And how I want to do that today is I'm going to use some Inktense blocks. Now these blocks dry permanent, which is something that I like, and especially if I'm going to use it on the outside of a journal, I don't want that washing off or fading or anything. I'll probably put a spray finish over this just to seal it once I get it down there. But let me grab a brush. Let me see. I should have a water brush here. Okay, here's a water brush. And these work either way. I mean, I can pick this up like this, and I can color. Actually, that might not be a bad idea for getting some color down to start with. I can get some color on my canvas, just like this, with the Inktense. And what colors do I want to use? I like, I think I'll go, there's some red on the cover of this journal, and I think I want a contrast from that. So I'm going to go towards, I'm going to add some of this greenish blue, blue-green. And then I also want some more turquoisey color, which would be this, and that's going to blend in nicely with that yellow. Okay, so let's start with that. I'm just going to wet it with my brush, and I'm going to start in the lightest area, of course. Let me get a little flow going here. I'm going to start it up here in the lightest area, which is my yellow. And see, this is already activating with the water. And it's becoming a watercolor now, rather than that chalky substance that we started with initially. And I'm going to grab just a tissue paper, if I can find one here. And use that to clean my brush, because I don't want this to totally blend together. Okay, so you can see what happens once you activate that color. And I think I also want a little dark blue. Let's see what this looks like. If I put a little dark blue around the edge here. Yeah, I'm liking that. Get that blended out a bit. Just like so. I'm liking that. And I'm thinking maybe I'll come back with maybe just a little white. Get this out of here. Just a little white on this side to brighten it. I could use some gesso or something, but I'm just going to stick with the ink tints for now and brighten it up this way. Oops, just broke my block. I get a little heavy-handed with this stuff. You don't need to put that much pressure on there. Okay, so got the white down. I want to activate it. And there's still a little blue in my brush, so it's coming out to be a pale blue, which is okay because I like that too. Blend up here at the top. Down here at the bottom, and so I'll set that aside and let that dry while I work on some other things. Okay, so I have totally changed my mind about what I'm doing. I've gotten out the black stays on. And this is one of Gina's stamps. And I'm going to use this on this little square piece and see how it goes. Let's see if we can stamp on this. Why, we sure can. Look at that. We have a little tag. It says Journey. And where's my tissue? I had some out here. So I'm just going to clean off my stamp before I put it back. And let's see. What else do we have on here? Ooh, I kind of like this paintbrush. I could put it right there, right? Sure I could. Let's do that. Don't need the ink. Oh, just broke my pad. Don't need to ink the whole thing. I'm just going to stamp the little brush on the bottom here. Like so. And I also like this little stamp. Let's see how that goes. Okay, cute. Cute, cute, cute. Alright, now I'm going to heat set that. Maybe try to glue that piece back on. I don't know, is that necessary? Sorry, I skipped ahead just a little bit. What I'm doing is coming in with a Posca pen and adding some color to these stamped images. Just to brighten that up a little bit. Kind of lost some of the image when I put the paint pen on this one. So I'm just going to come back and get a little more definition on that. And I will hit it with the heat tool once again, just briefly to dry that. Okay, so when I say I changed my mind, I really changed my mind. I've changed my mind about what we're doing here. Yes, I'm still going to use this image on the front, but I'm also going to add this little journey tag to it and see if I can't get that to fasten down. I'm going to use some, I have some 3D gloss gel that I'm going to put underneath this to hold things in place with. And then I'm also going to use some eyelet brads. So I'll be back. So one of the things that I need to determine is just where these embellishments are going to go on the cover. So I've determined I want this here and this here, and I'm going to start with, I'm just going to punch a hole. Punch a hole right here on the edge. Let's see if I can get through both of those layers. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Okay, so that's one. And I want another one pretty much right next to that. So I'm going to come up if I can. I'm going to put some of that 3D matte gel under there to hold everything down. So it doesn't move around on me. Same thing under here. Just to keep things in place. I'm going to finish up sewing and fastening and I'll be back. So I decided what I wanted was some good watercolor or mixed media paper in this journal, and I like the torn edge on that type of paper. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm just tearing down some sheets. The irregularity is attractive to me, so that's what I'm going to have in my book. And this is just the regular 9x12 sheet of paper that I cut in half. And it was padded, so I'm even tearing off some of that sticky glue stuff that was on the edge. But I want to, this is a nice small journal, and I want to be able to take it with me with, you know, a portable watercolor something, because I have several things to choose from. And it's a nice size that I can fit it into something and have a journal that I can work out of when I'm traveling or just sitting in a doctor's office or something, you know. So, alright, I've got 3 pages. This is very thick, 140-pound watercolor. And you guys have seen the drill for making these signatures before, I'm sure, but we'll go through it again. I'm just going to go through the middle. You've got about 3 times the length of your signature. Go through here, pull it out and leave a tail for tying. Go through here, so I'm going to come back from the outside in now. And this is waxed linen thread. Comes in a spool like this, and it's already waxed. If you don't have this, you know, you can take some cording and you can wax it yourself. It's up to you how you want to do it. I like this because I know it's sturdy and it's not going to come apart because the wax keeps it taut. And so that's my preference for sewing with here. So I'll go back through here and come back up through the middle. Sorry about that, didn't have the sound off on my phone. It is now. Come back up through the middle. Like this. Sometimes I need to make a bigger hole. There we go. Finally got that through. That was where it was tight from being the end of the needle, and then I'm just going to take these two pieces. Where's my scissors? Take these two pieces and tie it off. Right over left, left over right, doing a square knot. And that wax will make it cling together. Pull that taut. I can clip my ends. And then this is going to join its companion in my Shannon Green journal cover. And I have room for a couple more signatures. But you can see they're all going to go in here. I like this tattered edge, so I'm not going to worry about it hanging out because I kind of like that look. And so I hope you enjoyed my journal play today. This is going to be my little watercolor travel journal. And I ended up with 4 signatures in here. Some of this is watercolor paper and some of it is mixed media paper, but I like to use my watercolor on both of those surfaces. And the mixed media paper is a little bit lighter weight, so I was able to put 5 pages in those signatures where the watercolor paper was heavier, so there were only 3 pages in those signatures. But it's a nice little book. Great. I'm ready, set to travel, and enjoy the journey, folks. So don't forget about Shannon's shop. She has an Etsy store. Also, don't forget about Gina's store. She also has an Etsy store where you can find these cute little fabric pieces, and Shannon has the journals. So until next time, thanks for stopping by. Be sure and hug someone you love today, and remember, you make a difference in the world and everyone's lives. So be kind. Thanks.